Hi there, I'm your English coach Christina, and welcome to Speak English with Christina, where you'll learn American culture and business know-how to become confident in English. Procrastination is a terrible thing. You have all these ambitions, all these ideas, and yet you never seem to fully achieve any of them. To become fluent in English, you can't rely on motivation alone. It always fades at some point. How can you change this? Is there a way to get the most out of your time? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. SMART goals are a powerful tool to achieve what you really want to do. Become fluent in English, for example. They were formalized in 1981 by American researcher G.T. Doran, so maybe you've already heard of SMART goals. In English, SMART means intelligent, but here it's also an acronym, and each letter stands for an adjective. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let's see what it means with an example. So, you want to become fluent in English, and it seems like a giant task. There's so much to do. So, you don't do anything, or you think you'll start tomorrow, and you never really improve. What's a better goal to aim for? Well, let's start with something specific. Instead of becoming fluent, why not try understand my Indian colleague better when he gives me a status report on our current project? It's smaller and more specific. Now, you have to find a way to measure it. In real life, if you don't measure something, you'll never get better at it. In English, we have a saying, what doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. And if you want, you can even make a spreadsheet to measure your progress. In our example, understanding your Indian colleague better, you can try to track the number of times you ask them to repeat something that you didn't understand, or simply the number of times you felt you didn't understand a word. And also note what you can do to understand better next time and try that strategy. And repeat until you're happy with your progress. And really, you could stop at this stage. Once you're measuring something, it's often enough to give you the motivation to get better naturally. And that's the core of gamification, after all. But the SMART framework has more tips for you still. To make your goal achievable, it means you have a plan to improve, and there are actual steps that you can make to get better. For instance, you could start listening to recordings of Indian accents every day, or you could look up the vocabulary typically used in a status report ahead of time, or you can even set up daily calls to your Indian colleagues to get short, regular practice. For a realistic goal, now it's quite simple in theory. Just set a simple goal that you know you will achieve. As a rule, lower your expectations at least in the beginning. There will always be something that comes up unexpectedly, and you have to account for that. It's important, because if you fail on your goal or on several goals in a row, you'll lose all motivation. So Be realistic, and you can adjust your expectations as you learn more about what is realistic. Finally, time-bound means that you need to give yourself a clear deadline to achieve your goals. It ties up to being measurable. If you can always delay your progress until tomorrow, then you'll never actually do anything. Create a deadline for yourself. Put it in your calendar and even ask a friend to hold you accountable and check your progress. A deadline is a powerful motivator. SMART goals are a useful framework. Don't try to cheat. Don't try to change it with your own rules. Just trust the system. Following the system makes it easier for you, and you can give yourself little goals you can reach without getting lost or overwhelmed by everything you feel you need to do to progress in English. So remember, set up specific goals that you can measure with an achievable plan and realistic expectations under a time-bound deadline. And now, you're ready to take on the world. Achieving things will get you on a virtuous spiral and give you tons of motivation. Now, tell me, which SMART goal are you going to set up for yourself this week? Tell me in the comments below. And don't lose professional opportunities because of your English. Get my insider tips and interview secrets to get the job at your next interview. Just click the image below. And of course, subscribe to my channel so you get a new English lesson each week. Thanks for watching Speak English with Christina, and I'll see you next time.